play in this one, and Oregon hasn't really slowed down.
I agree completely, Devlin. It feels like from that opening tip, Oregon's been kicked all the way up. So they get some contributions there from one of the new freshmen, Janiah Williams, draining that one. They've been in their second gear the entire game, and it's really reflected by the scoreboard. So many different people getting in on the action for the Ducks. And it's a very, very positive sign heading into the rest of their season.
That one, Oregon's 9th three of the game so far, really spreading the love around as Sienna Wells' three is no good from the corner. And a tough attempt that time from Raifanua, but it won't go. Katie Fiso looking down low to Rambis. Is going to get that one up again. Trinity Youngblood is going to accidentally spike the ball right back at her and immediately apologize.
Yeah, Sarah's going to need a second to recover from that one. Thought volleyball season was over in here at Matthew Knight Arena, but instead a little bit of a spike right into Sarah Rambis's forehead. She'll be all good, though. And it's a small price to pay for the kind of performance that Rambis has put together in tonight's game.
Exactly, Rambis paying the toll right there. 22 points so far in this one. She's currently 6 for 7 from the free throw line. Has been electric so far today. 8 for 11 from the floor. And now 23 points for Sarah Rambis. Well, let's just take a moment to highlight that the Oregon offense always spreads the ball around, and you know everybody has a big scoring game sometimes. But with that bucket right there, that's the most points scored by Peyton Scott. Led the team last year with a season high of 23 points.
And I mean, that's the kind of result you're really going to see in a matchup like this, a tune-up game ahead of the regular season. But for that to come from Sarah Rambis, who, like we mentioned, didn't have the biggest role for the Ducks in her career at Oregon, it's a great sign, and I expect we'll be seeing a lot more of her as the season goes on.
Janiah Williams whistled for the foul that time. First of her Duck career, and it's going to result in an opportunity for Trinity Youngblood to convert the and one at the free throw line. Youngblood's been effective today. Her 8th point in the game right there. Now a chance to score a team-leading 9.
And again, a redshirt senior is Trinity Youngblood, guarded there by a true freshman who really hasn't even had her first regular season action. And I think that's why we saw the foul that we did. Definitely a learning experience that time from Williams, but something she'll add to the tool belt.
Mevius in the game now for Fiso. Getting the ball back to Sarah Rambis, that time on the block, and an offensive rebound from Eliza Mevius, not something you see too often. And Sarah Rambis just up and down is able to get it to go after a couple of attempts. She's really stacking on to her star night.
I mean, like a varsity player going against JV, just so much height, able to get 3 of her own offensive boards that time and finish with it through the net.
Rambis, the second tallest player on this Ducks roster, 6'3", just behind the 6'4" Amina Muhammad. And another rebound for her, another one, and another bucket. You almost know what's going to happen going down the floor for Oregon.
It's really automatic at this point. Get it to Rambis, see what she can do down low, and everyone else can really clear out because she hasn't needed much help. Great performance from Sarah Rambis, helping the Ducks approach 100 points here.
28 points now for Rambis. Team high.
And it matches the score of Western Oregon just by 1 player.
Truly terrific feat from Sarah Rambis. We'll keep an eye on that for the rest of the game and see how Western Oregon matches up with Oregon's potential new star center. Some substitutions coming into this one. So we see Amina Muhammad, Mia Jacobs. Mevius will stay in, but Sarah Barham and Ari Long coming back in here to compete with under 8 minutes left to go in this game.
You got to like what coaches Graves and Barry have done in this game. Keeping the lineups diverse, mixed up. They've had all kinds of different lineups in this game. They've gone big, they've gone small, and they've had people play, at different points throughout the game. It hasn't been like, we'll let our starters get out there, see what they can do, build a big lead, and then pull them. Everyone stayed engaged. See the bench for the Ducks, everyone chattering. They're excited to get this season started and definitely going to be energized by this type of performance here in their exhibition.
Mevius really stepping on the gas and not holding up at all. Getting the reverse layup to go. A real leader for this team so far, and you can see her taking that offensive initiative. Same initiative is going to be taken on defense by the Oregon's steal leader from last season.
Just love the dribble move, though, as we watch her go to work on defense. Behind the back, goes to her offhand. When Elisa Mevius drives left, you just don't know what to expect, but it might end up resulting in points.
Youngblood really trying to create something. Gets it out to Brown, who takes a deep hook shot. Little time left on the shot clock. Now the Oregon guards smiling as they take it down the floor. Mevius is going to line up a wide open three. That one no good, but Mia Jacobs really comes crashing down for the rebound. Hard effort there, but unable to keep it Ducks possession.
The intensity's still there, though, for both teams as we take another look at this nasty move by Mevius, going behind her back, takes the bump, and scoops it on through. You can't do that going 50% speed, and Oregon's been on 100 all game long. Lisa Mevius a big part of that.
Good way to start the season. An unofficial start to the season, but Oregon really showing the energy so far today. Youngblood trying to find something once again. Vaifanua, her three-pointer is missed. Mia Jacobs going to be whistled for the foul on that one. Not a ton of contact there, but just enough for the whistle. So it's going to send Trinity Youngblood back to the line.
I think, though, for the Ducks, as solid as the performance has been tonight, and it has been checking all the boxes, it's an Oregon team that's really going to have their work cut out for them as the season goes on, just with how talented this Big Ten Conference is this year. You know, Oregon, a team that considers themselves towards the top of the conference. Again, 20 wins last year. They're a team that has been no stranger to the NCAA tournament in recent years, especially under Kelly Graves. But with how the rest of this conference stacks out, they're going to need a lot of performances like this where they can go deep, 5, 6, 7 players potentially, and put a lot of points up on the scoreboard because they're going to need it this season.
Talk about putting a lot of points on the scoreboard. That's exactly how Oregon wants to do it. Assisting on 24 of the 33 made baskets tonight, really making sure that the ball is shared and spread around. Rookstool hitting the three on that one, her first of the night, and actually just the fourth three-pointer of the game for Western Oregon. Mia Jacobs looking to get it to Amina Muhammad, trying to establish position. Gonna call that no good. Gets it out to Barham, the sharp shooter. And Mia Jacobs really just goes and hunts for those rebounds, Charlie.
Yeah, able to spread it out, get the Ducks some extra life on this possession. Didn't necessarily grab it between her hands, but able to knock it out. And it counts all the same as the Ducks had an extra chance for some more scoring on that one.
Muhammad settling for the jumper. That one no good from the free throw stripe. And Vaifanua trying to find a spark for Western Oregon. Youngblood flicks one up. That one's no good. And there's going to be a loose ball foul called on Natalie Brown, trying to crash the offensive glass. It's going to send Mia Jacobs to the floor.
Coming in hard, and scary play because Jacobs had her back turned. Natalie Brown going hard, trying to come down with the rebound. Mia Jacobs has gotten mixed up a couple times down there under the rim. It's what you get when you're a senior a forward like that, playing with size. Thankfully, she's all good. And it returns the ball to the Ducks.
6'2" forward, one of many 6-foot players on this Oregon team. When you're at a school like Oregon, you're just able to recruit at a level that allows you to put so much height and length on the floor, and that's clearly proved to be part of the recipe for Kelly Graves' success during his time here.
But it's not just empty height, right, Devlin? I mean, we've seen it with Avery Kane in this one, 6'1" herself, but been the best three-point shooter for the Ducks. You know, with this generation of college athletes, there's just so much talent, regardless of how much size they can bring. You really need to be able to do it all in today's game, no matter how tall you are. And Mia Jacobs, definitely a player that can give you a lot of different looks with her game.
Jacobs already a three in this one, shown the versatility off. Mevius stepping back and trying to get something going. That jumper up from the free throw stripe is going to roll out. Western Oregon trying to push the tempo once again. High screen and a fade. It's going to end up in a jump shot. No good from Natalie Brown.
Still the pace for the Ducks. Ratchet it up. I think we've probably gotten our last looks at some of the players on this roster, maybe started the game, but an opportunity for plenty more, especially the freshman Barhum, who drails another one.
Sarah Barhum talked about those high school records, and that sure is translating. Sharp shooting ability, might find herself some early rotation minutes as a freshman on a very deep team.
And we saw it last year with Ahisa Tute kind of carved out a role for herself. It's all about the relationships with the coaches as well, what you're showing in practice in the way Kelly Graves has talked about everyone on this roster, but Barhum included. They're very optimistic, and they feel like they have a chance to really use everyone to some kind of extent here in the
3 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock. So you see some of the stars on the bench right there. The young freshman Sarah Barham sitting next to the emerging star Sarah Rambis as Sienna Wells hits a deep three as the shot clock expires. Adding on to the 5th three for Western Oregon today.
Nice little boost for Wells, who is more of a shooter in her game. Won't make a huge difference in the score sheet, but definitely something that she'll be happy to see happen to try and take some positives away from this game if you're the Wolves.
Tuhina left wide open. Nails her first three as an Oregon Duck. And Oregon's got 11 of them so far in this one. Salma Youngblood trying to find something to get going. Brooke Stool gets the switch on Tuhina. Maybe the matchup that she's looking for. Now going to be trapped in the corner. The tough defense from Atute and Tuhina is able to force the turnover. Tuhina, long-range three, somebody that shot a lot of deep threes last year at Washington State. Another three is up and good. Avery Kane with that smooth release. Keeps adding on to Oregon's total. Well over 100 points now.
Rest of the Big Ten maybe keeping an eye on this game and noticing that Avery Kane is a terrifying presence behind the arc. She's shot the lights out tonight and adds one more before we get out of here for good measure.
And if the rest of the Big Ten is watching, I'm sure UCLA is wishing they didn't let her go. Former 5-star recruit, was the number 2 guard in the country. And that pass is going to sail right into the referee. A little bit of embarrassment on the face of Kane and a quick apology to the referee.
Got to stay ready, even if you're an official. As we take another look. Right on target, just not to a player. And it results in another turnover. But on the topic of Kane, I mean, I just think a great example of what the transfer portal can bring to some of these athletes. Of course, UCLA, a powerhouse program here in the Big Ten. And Kane, despite all that hype she had coming out of high school, just never really able to carve out a role. She comes to Oregon, and the talent still clearly seems to be there.
Talent sure is there on both ends. But she gets the block. Now controlling it in transition, is going to get it to a wide open. Astera Tuhina knocks down her second three. Now 2 for 2 from behind the arc in the fourth quarter.
And each team, it looks like, trying to turn this into a little three-point contest as we close out the final minutes. Everyone's shooting from behind the arc. Thankfully for the Ducks, Astera Tuhina is very comfortable from there. She drains another.
Wells, that attempt no good. That was her 11th three-point shot of the day. Tuhina now controlling. Getting it out to the talented Avery Kane and right back to Tuhina. Why not feed the hot hand? Tuhina 3 for 3 with the deep ball in this quarter.
Catching fire in the final 120 seconds. Give her 3 straight. Incredible display from Astera Tuhina. And a sign of more to come from another Ducks transfer.
Tuhina, somebody that shot the ball so well at Washington State last year, takes a lot of these deep threes, shot 36.4%, and just coincidentally, also her field goal percentage was exactly 36.4%. Not too often you see somebody shooting exactly the same from 2 and from 3.
She's comfortable as a jump shooter, and I think it's clear as she gets another turnover here that that jump shot has made it all the way to Oregon as well.
And looking in transition, part of that excellent passing ability that she advertised, coming into that transfer portal, finding Janiyah Williams and getting her 5th point of the game. Atute with another block, really established herself as an elite rim protector, taking it both ways. The shot clock off now for Western Oregon, and the Ducks are just 25 seconds away from their first unofficial win of the season. Kelly Graves will be able to stay undefeated in exhibition games and games against any non-D1 opponent. Now just 8 seconds left to get this one over with. Oregon's just going to barely get it across half